Jai Shri Mataji. Let us all humbly bow to Srimadji within our being and bow before a photograph, raise our kundalinis and put ourselves in her bandhan.
It is that time of year when it is our privilege to celebrate the birth of Sri Ganesha, who we all know was the primordial sound, the Omkara, the Pranava, the divine force which permeates and pervades this whole universe. He's the one who fills this universe with holiness. And as Saj Yogis, we are privileged to have him fill us with the divine vibrations, with the Chaitanya, so that we transform. So let's first take his name from our hearts with all the reverence, knowing that he's the eldest one. And while it's Shivaji who does everything, but he's the one, he's the cause through whom everything happens. Shri Nirmal Ganesha. Put attention on our Muladhara. With this humble prayer that Shri Ganesha, we want to be appreciated by you. Kindly make us humble, innocent, and pure. So that we are worthy of your appreciation. And looking at Srimadji's photograph with the reverence, offer this prayer that Srimadji, verily, you are Shri Ganesha. Kindly fill us with divine discretion and divine wisdom. With our attention on our Muladhara chakra, both in the body as well as in the Sahasrara, we offer the mantra of Shri Nirmal Ganesha. Om
Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Let's keep our attention on the Muladhara chakra and invite Sri Ganesha to be to take his seat within us, to feel his presence within us. For you, Sri Ganesha, you're the King of Kings, Sri Gangaraj. You're Sri Vignaharta, the one who removes all obstacles. You're the cause of this universe. And we humbly surrender to you. And pray to you to keep us in your attention. Kindly correct us, transform us, so that we are worthy of our mother. Still keeping our attention on the Muladhara chakra. We'll offer the name of Sri Ganesha and Mother Kundalini, that is Sri Gauri. Because while he's the Logos, the one who gives it action, the one who puts it into action is Sri Gauri. Sri Ganesha Gauri. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Gauri Mata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Just keep our attention there for a couple of minutes to humbly ask Sri Ganesha Gauri, the eternal Son and the Mother, to bless us with their presence within us. Let's feel their presence within us. the other manifestation of innocence is Sri Kartikeya, who's the brother of Sri Ganesha, and who sits on the right Muladhara. So putting our attention on the right Muladhara with the same humility, requesting him to be awakened and present within us to destroy everything which is against our spirit, including our ego, superego, because that's what creates all the problems and the catches. Let's take his name, Sri Kartikeya, Nirmal Kartikeya. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Kartikeya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Keeping our attention there, let's try to feel his presence within us. And you know that as Sri Mahakartikeya, he expresses himself on our forehead. At the back, he's Sri Mahaganesha, and on the center, he's Mahaganpati. Mahaganpati is Sri Lord Christ. Humbly we pray to you, Sri Kartikeya, to destroy all that is against our spirit, both within and without. To make us pure and nishkalank. For the purity, for the innocence, for the chastity to be established and to manifest, all the rubbish has to be destroyed. Now putting our attention on the central Muladhara chakra, we'll once again take the name of Sri Ganesha, Gauri, humbly praying and requesting them to manifest within us so that our own divinity starts to manifest. Sri Ganesha Gauri. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Ganesha Gauri Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Just feel his presence within us. And bow, bow in reverence within. Verily, Sri Ganesha, you're the one who sits in all the chakras, on all the channels. Kindly bless us and enlighten all the chakras, all the channels. And oh, Mother Gauri, you're Sri Adi Kundalini. You're the one who brings light to all of them and transform them and us. So with the attention on the Muladhara now, which is the triangle on the sacrum, we'll offer the mantra of Sri Nirmal Gauri Kundalini Matra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Gauri Kundalini Matra Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Feel her presence. Humbly pray that kindly, through your grace, through your enlightenment, transform us. Make us into real Saj Yogis that emit vibrations that are your reflections. May your power fill our being and fill this whole universe. May your powers be projected through us as your instruments, so that this whole universe transforms, people transform, and aspire and become their own divine selves. Kindly fill our beings with the power of chastity, of love, of innocence, of joy, of compassion, of forgiveness. Being eternally surrendered to you. Now putting our attention on the Agya Chakra, forgiving everyone without condition, without any expectation, just totally forgiving. The same token, asking for forgiveness and redemption for mistakes that we continue to make, letting our egos and superegos continue to play when we should be sitting at least in the state of thoughtless awareness. Invoking Lord Christ. Shri Nirmal Jesus. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Jesus Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Swayam Prakashai means the one who's self-luminous. Shri Swayam Prakashai, Jesus, Mary Mataji. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Swayam Prakashai, Jesus, Mary Mataji Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti, Shri Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devai, Namo Namaha. Keep our attention on the Agya Chakra without trying to concentrate. Just leave it loose. And pray to Him to make us, to rise us, to raise us to our own divinity, to our own purity, our compassion, forgiveness, peace, love, joy. Just to feel the presence of Sri Yeshu Christ and Mother Mary within us. we humbly request you to bless us and to be awakened within us. And may our ego and superego and everything else be surrendered to you. Surrender to the divine work for which we were given our realization. Let's offer the mantra of Sri Ganapati, Sri Ganesha, and Sri Kartikeya. Sri Ganpati, Sri Ganesha, Sri Kartikeya. So may their presence be awakened within us and bless us. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganapati Shri Ganeshai Shri Kartikeyai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Now try to feel the manifestation of these aspects of the divine within us. For we surrender to Sri Yogeshwara, the Lord of Yoga, who's the one who sustains and who establishes our yoga, our union with Sri Adi Shakti, Sri Yogeshwara. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Shri Yogeshwarai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Let the attention be on the seat of the Vishuddhi Chakra, on the Vishuddhi Chakra. So the manifestation, the blessings of Sri Yogeshwara manifest within us. Now bowing down to Shivati within us, at her feet in the Sahasrara, enshrined in our hearts. Elevating our attention We'll offer the 3 Mahamantras while bowing to her in the heart so that she blesses us within ourselves and gives us that eternal oneness with her. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Shri Maha Saraswati Shri Maha Kali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalaki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Keeping your attention on the Sahasrara, bowing at her holy lotus feet, in the Sahasrara, in our heart, in our attention. Just meditate at her feet for a few minutes. Feel her presence within us. For Shimaji, you're Satchitanand and you're beyond. we can start.
Alright, first I would like to tell you about the meaning of puja. There are two aspects. One is the aspect that you have got your own deities within yourself, and these deities are to be awakened within you. Deities are the different aspects of one God. So on one side you have the deities, is the aspects of God which are all the time awakened, On the other side, you have your own deities which are sometimes awakened, sometimes half awakened, sometimes sleeping, and sometimes sick. So you have to use two methods. One, to please the deities of God and to ask them to bless your deities, or to ask them to awaken your deities. So by doing the puja means when you offer anything that you have got to offer, anything that you offer is say flowers. If you want to offer flower to God, you don't have to speak anything. You have to just offer that this is for you. Anybody can understand offering is for that. You don't have to have even a tongue. Even if a blind man is there, if he wants to give you something, he can just give you like this. And that expression is sufficient for anybody to be convinced that it's an offering. You don't have to say anything about it. So now when you offer a flower to God, even if you don't say a mantra, it is offered, alright, is given. But whether it is accepted or not is a problem. But now when you are a realized soul and you offer anything, it is acceptable to God even if you don't say anything. But what about you getting any reward out of it? After realization, when you offer anything to God, He accepts. Because it's coming from a realized soul, so He accepts. Now, how do we get blessed by Him? By giving a flower to God. Now, if you don't say anything about it, you just offer the flower, then you might be rewarded with many flowers automatically in life. Or you may be, whatever material things you offer, you may be blessed materially. Then in a subtler way, if you say something, as you say for offering somebody, that humble way of saying that I'll be happy if you would accept this, will be even subtler results of that maybe, which would be much wider, maybe much deeper. Now you do something symbolic, which is the essence, the principle of something. Like flowers are represent the principle of the Mother Earth. Now, so the symbolicism of all the things that we can offer to God has been meditated upon and has been found out. So they use 5 things called as Panchamrita, as we have here. Because if you have hit the principle, then you have really hit the whole, isn't it? Because spiritual well-being is a total well-being. It's not just partly that your material well-being or your physical well-being or your emotional well-being or your mental well-being. It's a total one, completely balanced into totality. Now when you offer these other things like these we call them akshatas, with the this what do you call yellow thing? Turmeric rice. You see this yellow thing. You see? When you offer this, you know the yellow color is that of the Swadhisthana chakra, and rice is very dear to all the gods. Now there's a trick in it because it's a human trick. Gods are fond of rice. So they put turmeric on it. Means that we offer to you a rice which is yellow colored, means you should give us blessings of our creativity. When you eat it, more creativity will flow and we'll be blessed by that creativity. It's a trick. The whole thing of puja is the trick of human saints. You see, how to trick God to give more blessings. But whatever God likes has to be auspicious and holy. So ultimately it works out for the holiness of saints and their simple hearts. Now the puja cannot be done by a person who is not a realized soul. A person who preaches also has to be a realized soul. The one who does namaz has to be a realized soul. The one who prays has to be a realized soul. So all the utensils that are used are to be worshipped in a way that they are to be holy things. They are to be respected things. You cannot use anything save the one you are using in the bathroom and use the same thing for the puja. It is absurd. Three things are very important. Is a ghata, this one is a vessel. Vessel that contains the kundalini, the vessel that contains the primordial desire within us to get to God is first to be worshipped. Our desire is the ghata, is the one made here, and on top is called as a Shriphala. Shriphala means this also has got water in it. If you see, this coconut has this represents the coconut represents the same thing. Now in the subtler form, it is the water of all the rivers of the world, rivers, and the coconut is the water of all the oceans. The water from the ocean or sea rises through the tree trunk of the coconut and becomes sweet water in the coconut. It's a symbolic thing. So this is the vessel called Ghata Puja. This is the Ghata Puja. Now I don't want to go to details today because we have to talk about Ganesha. The same is, now that is water, alright. Then we have to worship Ghanta and Shankha. These are two representing the sound. Actually, the Shankha represents the ether. Then we have the Deepa, this one. It's a light. It represents the light element called as Tejas. Normally also to the goddess they also give her a fan which represents the air element. So this is how all the five elements are pleased beforehand using them. So the essences of these, or the causal essences of these five elements should be pleased at this time.
Ainsi,
Should be supporting the puja. Now there are also all kinds of other things like your family deities. You might be worshipping in your family some deities. They should not be also at this time upsetting the puja, or maybe the forefathers who are dead. All these things are to be quietened so that they should be told that this is a puja like this and you do not disturb us at this time. Means even thoughts should not come, their thoughts or their any disturbances. So everything is to be first made into peace. Now this is the one aspect I have told you in short, because it's a very long thing. If I have to speak about it, I'll have to speak at least 3 times and in 3 hours each time. Still it may not be finished. Now we come to the second aspect, which question I asked you, how do you get benefited by it? So apart from this technique, to have the best effect or the blessings or the best flow of the grace within us, we say mantras. The sound of mantras resound, echo into the being of God, and they are re-echoed on our chakras, and then the chakras start opening more. So the flow of the grace of God is received. But only a realized soul should chant a mantra. Because without connection, how will it reach God? It is a vicious circle. Now, one may say that, Mother, you cannot get realization unless and until you get the grace of God. And the chakras won't open by a person who is not a realized soul. Without opening the chakras, you cannot get realization. That's how the play of the Mother comes in. And of all the saints, like you. I would say the Sahajogis have to break this vicious circle. You have to raise the Kundalini yourself. Once you raise the Kundalini opens the chakras a little bit. Because you have given your vibrations to the chakras. So once she knows there is a Sahajogi standing behind the seeker, she rises with confidence. She knows you are her brothers and sisters and that you belong to the same family as she does. She knows the land where she has to grow, so she can feel that, and then she rises in her dignity. That's how she breaks this vicious circle. That's why in the beginning we don't tell them about the mantras. Because in the mantras you have to accept me as the deity. In this advent of mine, it is made compulsory that you have to recognize me. Because this is very precarious, the resurrection time we can call it, or the time of your last judgment. First the realization has to be given without any recognition. But not to those who are denying or insulting me. Under any circumstances they cannot get realization, whatever you may try. Even after realization, if people start thinking against me, vibrations will stop. Because of Sahasrara. And the heart has to be completely in unison with me. Otherwise, Sahasrara is closed. Now those people who are simple, who are full of open hearts, you see, such people understand me very well and they just put me in their hearts. After realization, after going through the understanding of Sahajoga through their mental activity, also the intellectuals understand me and recognize me in a little circle. After the puja, when they receive the blessings in a very blissful state they achieve, then they realize the value of puja also afterwards. Now in India, where the puja system has been traditionally coming and has been maintained quite a lot, they understand it without any mental processes. But when they meet somebody, an intellectual who has become a Sahajogi, you see, they can't understand them. They don't want to listen about it, the whole rigmarole of the whole movement of the brain. And some of them who try, you see, little westernized, they try, you see, they develop an inferiority complex. And they go to the left side. But there is no need to understand it with mental, to all the time analyze it through your mental process and then to understand everything and then become Sahajogis with the heart open. It's rather very circuitous. But what to do? They have gone that way, so they have to come that way. Because even if they become Sahajogis, they start questioning and thinking about it and worrying about it. So the false people just mesmerize them and take advantage of that mesmerism. So one should not feel bad. If you feel like analyzing, you should go ahead with it. Because I cannot stop your speed. I am not going to mesmerize. In Sahaja Yoga, the freedom is to be respected. But we do not allow people to come for puja who have not achieved a certain amount of understanding mentally of Sahaja Yoga from the Western people, not in India, but here there is a restriction. Because supposing in India, I do not explain to them, they don't want to know. They know that they'll get vibrations. They already know about vibrations, so I don't have to tell them you'll get more vibrations. If they get more vibrations, they know I am the Shakti, that's all. I don't have to explain. Like as you can make out which is the best wine, they can make out who is the real person. They know the taste of it. Now once in a puja, I had about 6,000 people had touched my feet. So I said in a puja, now please don't have, people need not touch my feet. I said it. But they thought it was Dhumal who suggested, so they all got after his life. They said, you only want to take all the blessings from others' feet and you didn't want us to take it, and they got out. Another thing is, you see, the West, I never used to make the Panchamrita with my feet but with my hands, because here people would think that that's a dirty thing feet is and we should not have of the feet, you see. But actually the feet are very powerful and they can never be dirty. Like the river Ganges has vibrations. And if you have the water of Ganges, you will see that it will never be dirtied. On the contrary, whatever are inside that, because it's never sort of very kept clean, whatever dirt has gone into it, it settles down and doesn't dirty the thing at all. It's very clean water, all the time vibrating. So one must understand whatever is pure, which is responsible for purity, which is the source of purity, can cleanse any impurity. So how it can be impure? But with the brain, if you think it, it's so limited. You cannot think of something which is just the embodiment of purity. This is the point we have come now, where I think I should talk about the Absolute. That is Sri Ganesh. Today is his puja. It's a very great thing that this puja we are doing in Geneva, in Switzerland. Geneva is the right heart, I think. The way it is against right heart. Everybody's life is a tragedy like Ramayana here. And that is why it is very important that Sri Ganesha should be worshipped here. Now, Sri Ganesha, as you know, is the embodiment of innocence. Now, Ganesha's color is red or orangish, because the child, when it is conceived as a fetus, the first color it sees is orange, or the red one of the mother's womb, of the blood. In Sahaja Yoga, now you must have learned that every action has a reaction which acts. The color of the original, we can say the primordial Ganesha is just of the clay, because he is made out of Mother Earth. Now when the Gauri, the mother of Ganesha, created him to protect her chastity while she was having her bath, she colored him red, because everybody could see that there's somebody sitting there to protect her. So when you see the red color around you as a fetus, then you absorb that color and your Ganesha gets colored with the red in the same beautiful manner. Just it has a reaction of that getting red, and it acts. Means red color of a Ganesha, the one who has a red color of a Ganesha frightens others. They know there is Ganesha sitting there, a pure, chaste personality with all the fieriness of the Ganesha is there. Now this Ganesha, when in a childhood, as you see, when a child is born, the children are extremely protective or fiery, we can say, about anybody touching their innocence. When they are absolutely young, they are not even aware of it. But slightly as soon as they start growing, they become very aware and they don't like their clothes to be taken out in the presence of others. They become very shy of their innocence. I mean, not shy. Shyness is not innocence, of their nudity, very shy of their nudity, so that their innocence should not be attacked. If their innocence is not attacked and if they are pure, if they see a nude woman, they will close their eyes. They would not like to see a nude woman or a nude man. So this is an innate understanding, an intuitive understanding that it is important that they must preserve their innocence. Now, what is the innocence within us? What does it do to us? As it is already, I have told you that it gives us wisdom. All kinds of stupidity we do with our ego, as I was describing the President and so many others at that age and at that height of their positions, it is because the Ganesha is missing completely. We went to Brighton where they have a deep sort of a beach where you can do nude things. And my maid, she is innocent, you see, we went there. She couldn't understand, you see. She asked me, well, why are they doing it? But as you will find that in the West, it's hard to find a wise person. You can say that people are over-educated and they are very well equipped with other understanding of the material side of life and all that. But as far as the wisdom is concerned, one can get shocked the way they are. I mean, just don't understand what's the wisdom behind it.
Wisdom.
Because all their wisdom has become nothing but sex. They always think of sex and they always want to understand all the nonsense of the sex. If you start thinking about your sex, naturally your innocence will be destroyed right there. Because you cannot use your intelligence for sex. I don't understand the wisdom how you can rationalize sex. This is such a spontaneous thing. And by thinking about it, are you going to enjoy it? How can you? It would be like saying that we can transform a flower into a fruit by thinking. And a more serious thing is this way, that supposing you say I can, of course you can never think, I hope so, that you can transform a flower into a fruit. I hope so. But some people can think that I can shift, say for example, this thing from here to here with my mind, I can shift it. Or materialize things. So you know that you can do it, you believe that you can do it because some people have done it. But as Saj Yogis, you know it is done by bhoots, by the spirits. They do it for you because they are busybodies trying to help you. Now, same thing happens as far as sex is concerned. When you want to have sex through your intellectual pursuits, you get only the bhoots to do that for you. Because when you project too much of your mind, then it goes into areas where you catch them. And they are sometimes very sly, sometimes depraved, sometimes aggressive, all kinds of things you gather, and the result is that the sex becomes a nonsense. So many depraved people, unsatisfied ones, they attack you, and you have either a very excited sex that even if you rape 100 women, you are not satisfied, or you have an impotency of the worst type. So, I mean, you are always left dissatisfied. All such people, when they die, they also become the same boots, waiting for some sex fellow to come round and jump on him. Innocent persons also may not have any sex activity for many years, even after marriage, because they are so innocent. It could be so also with very childlike people. But here it's a science which is taught from childhood. Just imagine. What is the need? Do the animals have to learn anything from childhood? About sex. They produce children. You have said?
Yes, she has said for me.
So the asceticism is not what I am preaching. First, the innocence is protective and red, say till the age of at the most 50 years. Then gradually, if the person is properly maturing, not the stupid people, but who are maturing properly, after 50, it starts becoming orange.
Alors, ainsi,
It becomes orange.
ouais.
The first means when you get married, this process of this redness goes away and it starts becoming orange. That means the protection part is over. Means before marriage the virginity has to be preserved. Till you meet the person with whom you are to be married, that redness is the protection of that virginity. Then when you are married, protection part of it is not needed. But it has to be only towards one person, that's your husband or wife. Then the proper maturity takes place, and by the time you are about 50 years of age, it becomes orange, means there's detachment. You don't feel like having any more sex life. There's no need also. And then you develop a what you call a proper matured innocence, which is can be compared with a properly baked earthenware. But why again? Why to have this maturity? Why to have this innocence? Again, because you are rational people, so one can ask the question, why? Innocence is the way you really give fun to others, create the fun part of it. The fun is created only through innocence. And innocence is the only way you can really emit also the fun. Imagine this world without any fun. What would happen? But people are very much confused with the fun and the pleasures. The pleasure is nice to begin with and horrible to end with. But fun is a treasure. Anything that is full of fun, you remember all your life, you can tell others. It's such an embodiment of fun creation.
French, what does it?
There's no word in French but fun.
Can you imagine this French language is diplomatic? No word for fun.
No, but it's not that.
It's exactly this minute.
Amusement, but it is not that. It's not so strong like fun.
Fun is
Fun
so
is strong.
sweet,
Yes.
strong and so beautiful.
Amusement, c'est pas.
Like I'll give you a simple example how these children create fun out of something. They make everything into a fun, you see. And now, you see, even when they speak or they say things, also they create such a fun out of it. Like the other day, my youngest grandchild, that's Anupama, she's hardly now 6 years, was playing, and she went up to the top of the house somewhere, and then we heard a big thud, you see. And my daughter, she's a very frantic mother, always worried about her children's well-being. And she couldn't even walk here. You see, her legs became heavy with worry, and she was walking to find out what's coming down now. So she shouted for the child, and the child came running down. She was quite all right. So she shouted at her, and she said, "What happened? Where did you go? Why did you go up?" She just started shouting at her. So this child looked at her quite puzzled, and she waited for her to stop her shouting. And she said very quietly, "I have not come all the way from Riyadh here to die." So there are so many things which we write it down. It's all fun and natural fun that they have out of everything. You see, we can have now here all the children who are here. There are so many things you can write them down, how beautiful things they are doing, and how there is a twinkle of a mischief in their eyes that they want to create a fun out of it. fun is joy giving. It gives you joy. It's not just a sort of a coaxing in any way or hurting in any way or anything sadistic in it, but it's just blossoming. Alright, you understand fun?
Yes.
Mother, do you think it's possible, well, if we don't translate anymore because it takes too much time for them?
Yeah,
As
I
anyway,
think
they are
so.
using English words. We'll tell them at the end. Those, the few who don't understand English, will explain them at the end what you have said.
All
It
right
takes too
for
much
you?
time for
Because
them.
I'm coming to an end, Gregor. As I'll finish at 12:30. Let's do it today. But next time I think is a better idea to translate it later.
We can tell them it's
Just
too much.
a little bit I'll translate more because we are coming to an end and that's why it has taken so much time. Otherwise, it will be 1/3 of the time. Yes, just translate this part what I said. That fun is nothing but blossoming. It doesn't tease anyone, doesn't hurt anyone, doesn't trouble anyone, but just blossoms the
So
whole
that-
thing into fragrance. It is the divine streak. It has something higher than that also. That if you are innocent, you really can feel the joy. So an innocent person can feel the joy of something which a very serious and a very rational person may never see. An innocent person may laugh loudly at a thing. To other people it may not be something funny. So the fun creation is not a dubious thing. It's a very straightforward, simple, spontaneous blossoming. Now in Geneva, people are really very serious about everything. More so in Switzerland. So much so that they commit suicide as a result. Because you are money oriented and you are also a sort of a take up a role of helping the whole world. Means you are very ego oriented because you want to help the whole world. Who are you to help? And thirdly, you have a stupid military here which is not needed.
E poi c'è un esercito tanto importante che non è necessario. Mother, excuse me, you know that yesterday it was in the newspapers that there had been again a military airplane which crashed in Switzerland with 2 dead.
With your photo next to it.
That's too much to blame me.
But especially model anarchy, the biggest military show in Switzerland with helicopter, a new model of tanks for the future of the Swiss army. It happens now in German Switzerland.
He says it was during a show where they wanted to show off all the military strength.
That's the fun. That's the fun. You see? So everybody is happy about it, you see? That this is the one how she is punished. Now to help the fun more, we have got Hanumana. He is also same. He helps the fun part of Sri Ganesh. Like Ganesha who plays tricks of fun on the people who are left-sided, he plays his tricks on the right-sided people. Like there is a person who was crying too much, her husband is dead, now what to do, I'm finished, this thing, that thing, you see. And suddenly she sees her husband walking in the room. But this only he does to the people who are innocent. But to the cunning, he punishes. He'll go on pouring all kinds of miseries, one more than the other, and he'll say, now cry more and cry more. You want to cry? All right, have it more and have it more. And Hanumana on his side, say for example, when Lakshmana was sick and he had to get some medicine from one big mountain, he brought the whole mountain, see, Because he said I had no time to find it. You see, so better find it now. I brought the whole mountain. He too is the same style, can be very, very destructive when it comes to egoistical people. Like Ravana, whose whole Lanka he burnt.
Ouais.
If Ganesha is painted red, he is painted orange. And as Ganesha has to settle down permanently in one place, he uses Saint Michael to run up and down the left side, while Hanumana can run up and down, he did not settle down at a place. But though he is a settled deity, Sita is the one who is to be settled. Once he is settled, then he emits vibrations which go everywhere. He is the source of innocence. He is the source of the vibration. He is everything in a way. When he ascends here as Mahaganesha, or be in you and in God, he descends as Ganesha. From here, from the back. So when you think too much about sex, your eyes get ruined because you are using Mahaganesha. Your Mahaganesha is spoiled and your eye starts wobbling. The eyes lose innocence, purity, and they start absorbing all that is filthy. The eyes which are pure and innocent give innocence to others. Not only that, but they are the eyes through which the spirit looks out. It has many combinations which I have no time to tell you, but it's a very bad thing that people get those unclean eyes, the bhutish eyes, and anybody who is bhutish around, you turn your eyes to that person. Because it's a play of the satanic we are playing now, the negative. And that is what we do when we do not place Ganesha at right places. If we have to make Ganesha reflected in our Mahaganesha stage at this point, we should try to keep our eyes very clean, so that you keep the seat of Mahaganesha clean. In the puja of Sri Ganesh, you must bring the soft grass also, because Durva is fond of Durva, that's called as Durva, because the soft grass is soothing to the eye. Not only that, but it gives you the green part of the Swadhisthana chakra, which exists when you have not started about thinking. You have not started the thinking process. That suggests that part of Swadhisthana when you are not thinking. The green part of it, the lower part of the Swadhisthana is green. So the green is the one at where stage we have not become human beings. At that stage represents the green of Swadhisthana, where it created the whole universe, everything. Up to that it is green. Then when it starts creating the ego, it becomes the yellow color, where it uses the sun, the action part. Not uses the sun, but becomes active, representing the sun side. So the green represents actually the part of Ganesha in a way, because till then you are not thinking. You are at a level where you are close to the Mother Earth. See, it's the Mother Earth's giving. You see, the sun part has not started when the green is there. Because the Mother Earth gives this green, of course the sun makes it green, that's different part. But that you don't start doing anything. When you start doing something yourself at a human level, the whole thing becomes yellow. So Swadhisthana has two sides, a physical and a mental side. The physical side is the green side and the mental side is the yellow side. So now we are today here to worship Sri Ganesh. And I would like you to get some grass from the Lord, some soft grass, because that is important for him. So you should put your eyes onto the greenery to improve your Ganesha. And when it is very warm, then you can also walk bare feet on the green in the morning time when there is dew on you. Those who are very overactive should take to vegetarian diet. Will help them to become more towards the balanced side. Not does a fanaticism, but more on vegetables and eat animals which are very small ones. It's all right.
Dunque, coloro che sono troppo sul lato destro dovrebbero mangiare molto verde, molta verdura, particolarmente verde, e anche mangiare carne, soprattutto di piccoli animali. Questo aiuterà.
वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् वातापि गणपतिं वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् वातापि गणपतिं भजे वातापि गणपतिं भजे वातापि गणपतिं भजे वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् वारणास्यम् वारणास्यं वरप्रदं वारणास्यं वारणास्यौ वरप्रदम् वारणास्यौ वरप्रदम् वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् वारणास्यौ वरप्रदं श्री वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् भूतादि संसेवित चरणम् भूतादि संसेवित चरणम् भूतादि संसेवित भूतादि संसेवित चरणम् भूतभौतिक प्रपञ्च भरणम् भूतादि संसेवित चरणम् भूतभौतिक प्रपञ्च भरणम् वीतरागिणम् विनतयोगिनम् वीतरागिणम् विश्वकारणम् विघ्नवारणम् वीतरागिणम् विनतयोगिनम् विश्वकारणम् विघ्नवारणम् गपनि पगरि गसरि गरि धनि गरि सनि परि पग पगपनि पगरि गसरि गरि धनि गरि सनि परि सरि सनि पगपनि परि धनि गरि सनि सनि भजन भव सग पपरि जनि वातापि भजेऽहम् वारणास्यौ वातापि गणपतिं भजेऽहम् पुरा कुम्भसम्भवमुनि पुरा कुम्भसम्भवमुनिवर प्रपूजितं त्रिकोण मध्यगतं पुरा कुम्भसम्भवमुनिवर प्रपूजितं त्रिकोण मध्यगतं पुरा कुम्भसम्भवमुनिवर प्रपूजितं त्रिकोण मध्यगतम् మురారి ప్రముఖాద్యుపస్థితం మూలాధార క్షేత్రస్థితం మురారి ప్రముఖాద్యుపస్థితం మూలాధార క్షేత్రస్థితం వరాది చత్వారి వాగాత్మకం ప్రణవ స్వరూప వక్రతుండం వరాది చత్వారి వాగాత్మకం ప్రణవ స్వరూప వక్రతుండం నిరంతరం నిటిల చంద్రదండం నిజవామకర విధృతేక్షుఖండం నిరంతరం నిటిల చంద్రదండం నిజవామకర విధృతేక్షుఖండం కరంబుజ పశ బీజాపురం కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం కలుష విదూరం భూతాకారం కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం సరిగ కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం పైసని స పరిసరి కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం సరి గ కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం నిబగ 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 నిబ నిగ బగ కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం గబని పని బని బని బగని గంబుజ పద బీజాపురం బగని బదని రిదగని బగని రిదని బగని దని పని రిగ కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం సరి దని 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 తాజ గరి దని 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 గరి దని దని గరి దని దని బగ గరి ద బగరి దని రి గరి ద గరి ద గరి ద గరి ద దని దని గరి దని గరి ద సబగ సగరి గరి ద గబని దని బగని దని బగరి స పదని జబ పదని జబ పదని జబ పదని జబ పదని సద బాబా సద బాబా నిని నిని బగరి జబ ని బగరి స గరి ది గరి 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 స గరి దని దని గ బగరి దని ద బగరి దని ద బగరి దని ద బగరి ద బగరి ద బగరి ద గరి ద గరి ద గరి ద దని 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 పని దని గ బగబని ద గబని దని పని ద గరి బగరి దని గరి దని గరి దని గరి దని గరి దని దని బబని ని 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 బబని ని గ బబని ని బగరి ని 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 గ బగరి ద గరి బగరి బదని గబని దని పని దని ద గరి ద దని బగబ ని ద గరి బగరి దని పని ద గరి దని ని దని బ దని బ గబని గరి 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 దని బ ని ద రి ద రి ద రి ద రి ద రి ద ని బగబ బగ 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 కరాంబుజ పద బీజాపురం కారంబుజ పద బీజాపురం కలుష విదూరం భూదాగారం అనాది పురుగు గతోజిత బింబం హంసధ్వని భూషిత గేదం గణపతిం భజేకం వారణాసౌ గణపతిం భజేకం
My joy knows no bounds when we have come to worship this holy mountain which we have named as Ganaraj. Because they can hear you without that. Sometimes the words are not sufficient to hold the outpour of your joy. I come to you as a symbol of your mother. But the first son who was created was Sri Ganesh. And then when the Mother Earth was created as a symbol of motherhood, Sri created many Sri Ganeshas in this universe. In the cosmos, the star which is called as Mangalala काय म्हणतात Mars is the Ganesh, Sri Ganesh. All these symbols were created for you, the Sahaj Yogis, to recognize them. To recognize all these symbols is easier if you are a realized soul. But we have had so many great realized souls in the past of very high quality.
De très haut niveau.
And they recognized, they found out the symbols of Sri Ganesha long time back. India is the microscopic form of the whole earth, Mother Earth. So in the triangle of Maharashtra, we have got 8 Ganeshas which are manifesting vibrations and were recognized by great saints of Maharashtra. But as you have seen, as a grace of these great saints, especially Maharashtra has created human beings who have Shraddha as the highest expression of their emotion and mind. Because of that lofty vision in the mind, whenever they see something of this sublime nature, their thoughts go to God. Thanks to the saints of that state, that people have that sensitivity and that kind of a movement. Unfortunately, in the West, where Shraddha is something very superficial, anything like this takes them to something very low, something very dirty, filthy, unholy. Instead of surrendering to the sublime and enjoying the greatness of the sublime, they take to something very carnal which belongs to the flesh. But still, the people who are living in simple ways in the villages, in the nature, must have realized the importance of this holy mountain. Thousands and thousands, millions of years back, the Mother Earth started producing her Ganesha. It was first a huge ocean where Himalaya stands. Himalaya gradually started coming out of that ocean in a flat way, like a Shivalinga, which is the expression as the manifestation of the animals. They have the brains which are flat in this way. But when the Himalaya started coming out of that sea, the Mother Earth was pushed on sides, And the Mother Earth started giving folds to her sari, you can say.
Et on peut dire que notre mère, la Terre, a commencé à draper les plis de son sari.
You can stand up and talk, will be better. Now, when that movement started, the sari gave waves of vibrations in such a way that at certain points it rose up to a point, becoming like Sri Ganesh. And it was to begin with a flat, again the same type of the. But then still more folds started coming up much later when human brain started developing its ego. So the whole of that land was pushed up and another land joined it in such a manner that it formed a apex. The superego was pushed in and was brought to the climax. That synchronizes with the human brain because the whole universe is represented in our body as well. Now, the central axis of the Mother Earth acted as the spinal cord. By this happening in the Himalayas, again there was a big push onto all the mountains which were to be created as Sri Ganesh, and they got into their final forms. And the apex was created. So the Mother Earth as Gauri created all these Ganeshas. At the other end of these ranges must be the highest mountain because it is pushed the most. You see, when they pushed it, Himalaya was brought up to a point only. Up to a point it went, and then the waves created Ganesha of a certain height, not too much height. So it was pushed on the right hand side more. The ego went, you see, expression in Mont Blanc, say for example. And on the other side, it was created another Ganesha at the other end near Darjeeling.
Also?
No. It is the expression of ego.
Ego, yes.
So Sri Ganesh was expressed even in Darjeeling, and you get the same kind of redness on that. I have seen another Sri Ganesh created in Delphi, where they say is the Nabhi of the Mother Earth. Also, when Shiva is created, Linga is created, along with him always there's a Sri Ganesh created, as in Amarnath, where a drop of water falls on a particular area and creates the Linga, plus that another drop falls on another side and creates Sri Ganesh, exactly like the face. Now the ocean is the father and the Mother Earth is your mother. But when the Mother Earth becomes a mountain, she is called as the father. The reason is she at that height can catch the father on top of her head as snow or as rain. That is how a mother becomes the father. And so she can perform the complete function of a father and a mother. In that state only Gauri, the daughter of the mountains, conceived Sri Ganesha without the help of the Father, Immaculate. The purity of the snow is 100%, and that covers the Mother Earth, gives the formation of innocence. All the filth and dirt that goes into the ocean is clarified by the sun, which is also Sri Ganesh, and is brought on top of the hills and mountains to cover it. But to Ganesh, it is a big problem to exist in a country which doesn't worship it. It has no sense of respect. It is always aspired that they should climb over very egoistical ambitions of a low level and outward. When you see the mountains like this, the idea that should come into a good human being would be, oh God, I can see you in this sublime form. And how will I conquer my ignorance? How will I climb over my mountain of arrogance to look at you? To a egoistical mind, the mountain is for the joy of the eyes, and the joy which is really not the joy, but is a kind of a pleasure for them to see. Their ego gets challenged and they want to climb on the mountain that we are higher than you. We had Himalayas for thousands and thousands of years in India. Nobody ever thought of climbing it. When the English came, they started doing it first time. Then the French, Portuguese, Spanish, all of them all did this, and the Indians were looking at them bewildered. What are they doing? Why do they want to climb the mountain? It's better to see them from distance and adore them than to climb over them to die. But this egoistical mind can go further. As in Switzerland, it has gone that they try to ski over these mountains, take the slopes to go down. They go down in any case. And they break their legs. I told one Sahajogi who wanted to come here for skiing, I said, don't go there. It's not allowed by Sahajoga. And he came back with broken legs. So every way, the games are also such that is just a satisfaction of the ego. I can understand small children going over a slide, but big old men moving like this for hours together, they have no other work to do. That shows they have no maturity of any kind. They are still stupid children playing with the snow. By all these doings, what happens? That the holy places become like cemeteries. Imagine, instead of putting flowers on Sri Ganesha, you are putting dead bodies on his body. And while skiing, putting those hard nails into the body of Sri Ganesh. So, there is no sense of respect. Perhaps we don't respect ourselves. We are not matured enough. The first thing that should happen, that one folds his hands to Sri Ganesh and just sees those things. Just this should happen to all the Sahajogis. So the innocence has to be developed to have that respect. If you are not innocent, you cannot have respect. And in the innocence, you don't think you are the wisest of all and make everybody look like a fool. Nor do you laugh at others and make fun of them. Nor do you play games and put people down. But what I have seen even coming to Sahaja, this is the worst part of it. I have seen people who play games after coming to Sahaja. They gossip and say all kinds of wrong things, which I have never said before. There was so many kinds of things I hear that I am amazed how Sahajogis are such creators of gossips. Is this the way Ganesha would behave towards the mother? That thinking yourself to be great people, you say mother said so and this happened and that happened. Ego is anti-innocence, and that's why this kind of a nonsensical gossip people do, which I can't understand, so filthy, I just can't understand. Like there was one lady whom nobody would marry, and there was only one fellow who accepted to marry that woman, and that's how the marriage took place. Now this lady, or perhaps somebody who is like her, has spread stories that she was the most beautiful woman. Everybody wanted to marry her. Everybody raised their hands. I never asked people to raise their hands. It's not like that at all. When I heard it, I was shocked. This woman, nobody wanted to marry her. There are all kinds of things that you have got from your past. And you must try to get out of it. Otherwise, you cannot rise high. A person who is not innocent cannot worship Sri Ganesh. In his right hand, he has got a parasha. You must know that. A terrible instrument, you see, with one stroke, he takes out your head like guillotine it is. Those who are not innocent play games, try tricks, gossip, indulge in filth. He cuts them off. Innocence is a very sharp thing. It does not have any compromise, which you can see in the life of Christ. With his trunk, he throws people left and right and throws them out. He sees for a while, and if people remain still half-baked, they are thrown out of Sahaja Yoga. No one should think that you have got realization. You can be in the Sahaja Yoga if you do not take to innocence. Innocence gives you complete sincerity. And Ganesha is the judge. And he is the one who throws you out of the periphery like a tangent. You get out of Sahaja Yoga. And when you get out of Sahaja Yoga, you start going down and down and down, and then you may develop horrible diseases of the Muladhara. Those who are hit by him are the worst. If you have come near him, be careful. Face yourself, see yourself, note yourself. Another thing they told me, that some people think that they are great Sahaja Yogis who contribute nothing to Sahaja Yoga but headaches. If some saint Sahaja Yogi starts telling the other Sahaja Yogi about something sensible, this fellow puts up his right Vishuddhi, pressing it hard on him to show that you are talking because your Vishuddhi, right Vishuddhi is catching. Very cunning. You are not to play games because you are harming yourself. I am telling you now. Those who think they can play with the loopholes must know that there's a loop round their neck. Like the fallen angels, you'll go to the greater heights or depths of Maya. So try to be honest to yourself. Any nation has any problem, any sins they have been committing or have committed before, should not be anymore a tag with you. If a country has been cunning, then you should be innocent. If you are coming from a foxy clan, you have to be innocent. Like you are coming from a Thagari clan, then you have to be extremely astute. If you are coming from the romantic clan, you have to be extremely pure. You have to be juxtaposition of whatever sins we are suffering from. If you are the light in the darkness, you have to be brilliant and not dark. And you have to give light in the darkness to the dark, not to take dark upon yourself. So if you really feel that the past of your country has been such and such, you better study it and know for yourself that you have to be just different. Some are comfort loving, they should get out of that. Some are pleasure loving, they should get out of that. Some are tempted with women and men and drinking and all that. You should completely give up and come out of it. There are deeper sins we have of cunningness, of aggressiveness, of slyness. All these things are to be studied and understood, that what do we have to do for our country is to get out of it completely, first of all, like the lotus out of the mire. Then you have to become absolutely a person completely integrated. Like that, you have to be in the juxtaposition to rise higher than the rest of them, to give them a proper lead. I can tell you that Shiva tolerates a lot of nonsense because he is fond of forgiving me. And Vishnu principle tries to play with them and punish them or kill them. But Ganesh Tattva has no compromise of any kind. And when this become Ekadasha Rudra, and when Christ is going to come in that form, then there will be no compromise, no Mataji, no crying, no argument, nothing. Sri Ganesha himself will throw people into hell. So be careful on that. Today, in the presence of Sri Ganesha, you have to take an oath that whatever is the past of my country, I will get opposite to that. Like I would say, Indians are not very good with the money. Money matters, they can be very horrid, and sometimes they create a problem with money matters. So one has to know that we have to be absolutely astute as far as money is concerned. It is not sufficient only to be something innocent, but it is more that it should be proved, that people should know that you are innocent. Like I asked my son-in-law, is a very honest man, whether this would be honesty. So he answered, this may be honesty for outside purpose, but it is not in the essence of honesty. So that is how you have to be honest in the essence of it. And the essence of honesty is innocence. Essence of sincerity is innocence. Essence of beauty, glory is innocence. And innocence is the one that gives you complete detachment. So to such a symbol of innocence, when we bow, we must know what we have done about ourselves. Whatever has been your past, get out of it. Be just the opposite of what has been so bad before. Strongly against all that you were before in the darkness. That is the sign of your character and of your strength, and will show to the world that your spirit, which is enlightened within you, has given you that strength and that new dimension. So the second oath we have to take before Sri Ganesha is that I will be honest to myself. I will not deceive myself for anybody's sake. Now the third great thing about Sri Ganesha is that for him no gods exist except his mother. And you know all the stories about Sri Ganesha, how he adored his mother. Because he knows his mother is the power, and that he is the source of your wisdom. He is the source of your wisdom. He, Sri Ganesh, he is the embodiment of wisdom. And the greatest wisdom he has, that it is better to worship the mother than anybody else, because she is the power. According to him, even the father, if you have to meet, you have to go through the mother. And secondly, father is just the witness. All his security, all his powers, all his beauty, in a sense, comes from his mother. So with the third oath you have to take, that for us, our mother is so powerful, why should we be afraid of anything? If she is going to give us the wisdom, why should we try to seek it anywhere else? I appear very innocent sometimes. But my innocence is complete intelligence, I think. And that is the reason, you see, people take time to accept. But people like Sri Ganesh, who are the wisest of all, know the trick. Another oath we have to take today, that we'll respect every Sahajogi from our heart, because they are made in the form of Sri Ganesh. We'll not make fun of them. We'll not laugh at them. As long as they are in Sahajoga, we have to respect. But they can be thrown away. They can get out of it. But unless and until this happens, do not put your ego on other people. Don't think that you understand everything. Don't think that you know everything. Respect each and every person, not for what he has read or what he has learnt, but because he is a great soul. I feel the whole West suffers from one simple disease, that is, they do not know how to respect anyone. Whatever doesn't suit their mind, they will never accept nor will respect. With their ego, they want to judge everyone and condemn everyone. So get out of it and tell yourself, I don't know anything. I was a stupid fool with my ego. Humble down yourself in your heart. Open your heart and love each other. Respect and love is the two things you have to promise to Sri Ganesha. If you cannot do that, your ascent is going to be very difficult. May God bless you.
Let's take a moment and just reflect on what Shimaji has said and recommit to the 4 oaths that we have committed to. First is respect and love of our own innocence, our own chastity, and that of everyone. And that we will do exactly the opposite of the society or the country we live in or the community we live in, because that has to be corrected. And through us embodying that, then the correction happens automatically. Any cunning within us where you think, oh, okay, we could do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. No, get rid of it. And do it for ourselves, not for anybody else. Because when we embody it, then automatically it reflects and it projects. Second, we will not compromise on anything. You give people space, give yourself space, but there's no compromising. Whatever the truth is, whatever the absolute is, it is. And those are the principles that sustain us. Third, we have nothing to fear. There's nobody more powerful than our mother. And we are so fortunate to be connected to her and blessed by her. So there's nothing to fear. The fourth is we will respect and love all Saj Yogis, so long as they're in Saj Yoga, because they were made, we were all created in the same image of Sri Ganesha. Can be challenging sometimes, but that is an oath. And with that, let us just commit that when our mind and our ego and this attention tries to play games and be cunning, we will use our powers of Sri Ganesha and put them in their place and not let them fool us. We'll offer a few names of Sri Ganesha and then we'll have Aarti. But now as we are offering the names, our prayer is that may those attributes of you, Sri Ganesha, may they be established in us. And at the same time, we must be very honest with ourselves that anything which takes us away from that, then we need to get rid of it, not accept it, no matter what. For you are Sri Vinayaka, the peerless one who removes all obstacles. Sri Vinayaka. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Vinayakai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's the ruler of all obstacles, Shri Vigna Rajai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vigna Rajai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the son of Shri Gauri Putrai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Gauri Putrai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the Lord of the Ganas, of all the angels. You're Shri Ganeshwarai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganeshwarai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's the elder brother of Sri Kartikeya, Shri Skanda Rajai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Skanda Agrajai Na Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. You're the one who's inexhaustible, Shri Avyai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Avyai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's pure, and you make us pure too. Shri Putai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Putai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's always alert, Shri Daksh. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Daksha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. For you're the one who's the Lord of everything and everyone. Shri Adhyaksh. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Adhyakshai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Oh, you're the one who's fond of the twice born of Sahaja-yogis. Shri Dvijapriyai. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Dvijapriyai Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. And the last one. You're the one who destroys the fire-bellied demon. Shri Agni Garbha Chidda. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Agni Garbha Chidda Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devai Namo Namaha. Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Mataji. Just tie it within ourselves that while Shri Ganesha is the firstborn, the eldest, we have been created by the same mother in the same form. So what standard we have to uphold ourselves to? Can get ready for Aarti.
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने दिए अवतार, माँ कितने दिए अवतार, विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको, माँ सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, लौट के ना जाना माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियाला, माँ कर दिया उजियाला। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना। संकटनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो माँ, मधु संगीत सुन लो। हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा हमसे करा लेना माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली का कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। बोलो श्री भगवती माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।